Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing well. I am here back again with another video, so important, so critical. When I saw it, I said, okay, you know what, that's it. I must do this video because I had enough to relentlessly talking about this topic, getting attacked by multiple people about this for years. And I talk about this for a decade, more than a decade, and I will prove you that. But it is absolutely critical. Me as a biologist, also me being in a healthcare field, and also me being in the field of cancer for 22 years, I must tell you about this. So keep watching and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the jazz, because YouTube again changed its algorithm. It's so much worse for us because it gets really tough and many of you don't even see my videos. So please subscribe. If you don't see my videos, unsubscribe and unsubscribe again, and then hit the bell icon so that you know when I upload my next video and when I go live. Okay, so let's get started. So what I want to talk to you about a very horrific news which shows exactly my point I make for more than a decade as a biologist, and you can hate me as much as you like. Honestly, I don't care because I follow the science. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a biologist. I know how the human body works. Let me tell you first the title, and then we will go what this is all about. Horror abuse, and I'm reading from the Sun, the US Sun. Horror abuse. Vegan mom, 38, starved her toddler to death over 18 months by feeding him only raw vegetables and fruits. A vegan mother was found guilty of starving her toddler to death over a period of 18 months by feeding him only raw vegetables and fruits. She was convicted. So Shayla O'Leary, 38, was convicted on charges including first-degree murder and child abuse in the 2019 death of her 18-month-old son. Let's pause a second. Did you just hear what I said, what I just read? A vegan mom feeds her son for over a period of 18 months, so from birth till his death, feeds him only with fruits and vegetables, raw vegetables and fruit, because she's vegan. And her husband, 30 years old. So I have been talking about this more than a decade, and I'm openly against all these vegan and vegetarianism. So vegetarianism turned into veganism, right? So if you look back and back, it first started with vegetarianism. Then it turned into more aggressive veganism. And now there's something called keto diet. These are all terrible for our body. So let's first, I can make another video about keto diet. But let's talk about veganism and vegetarianism. Vegan is like, and I will tell you all the facets of it. Okay, so here it is. So let me talk first about what I have experienced with all of these openly talking about. So in my opinion, from what I'm seeing, and again, I'm talking about this, I was against this since I am a biologist, right? So the first case, I remember, I was in my PhD in Germany, and I had a lab colleague, and she was suddenly, and this is always like that, like suddenly, they become suddenly, she was vegetarian. She said, she announced suddenly that she's a vegetarian. And this is early 2000s. Early 2000s. I guess it was 2003 or 2004, something like that. I guess it was 2003. We went to a institute outing, a dinner for all the institute members. She ordered fish. She ordered fish. And I said to her, "Aren't you a vegetarian?" And she said to me, "Yeah." And so, "But you're eating fish." She's like, "Yeah." But I said, "I thought you are not eating anything animal." She's like, "I'm not eating an animal. I'm eating fish." This is exactly what she said. And I thought, I'm going nuts. Like, what did I just heard? And by the way, and I was in my PhD and she was a technician. She got a biology degree, but she worked as a technician. That's right. She was a biologist. She had a biology degree. That was my first experience with like, what did I just heard? You guys know, right? There are 2 cell types. Only 2 cell types in this whole wide world. Animal cells and plant cells. That's it. If you are not a plant, you're an animal. Period. So what kind of cell type a fish has? Definitely not a plant cell. If you want me to make a video about the difference between animal cells and plant cells, let me know in the comments and I will do that. So that's that. She said, and I heard this over the years a lot from vegetarians, saying that they cannot eat animals, but they can eat fish. That's the absurdest things I've ever heard, but it just doesn't stop there. There are more absurdity is coming after that. So then, after my PhD, still in Germany, before I came to the US, I was working in another city and I had a colleague in an office that we were sharing, and he was not in my department. He was in a completely different department, but we were sharing the same office. Very nice person, and this has nothing to do with being nice or not nice, right? So just definitely has nothing to do with that. And we were just going lunch always together, but in one time the conversation started and then we kept going on and on and on and on all the time about this topic. We were arguing, not in a horrible way, but just like intellectually arguing about veganism. Turns out his wife is a strict, if you know, like some religious cults or like some religions, how strict they are. I'm not going to name here religions. I will do another video about religions, actually. I want to do this for years. There's so many things I want to talk about religions. It's just like mind-blowing. Okay, so that's for another video. So, and she was strict, according to, that he explaining his wife to me. And of course, and then he is vegan too. So they had 2 little children. I'm not sure it was 1 girl, 1 boy. I'm not sure, but really little children. They were young anyways. And so really young children. And he was saying that they are vegan themselves and they also strictly feed their kids as vegans. That blew my mind. I said, you can't do that. Not to a child. And I tell you exactly when it was. It was 2006. From 2005 to 2006. Right before I came to the US. We had constantly arguments that you can't do that to your children. You can be as an adult later on. My argument was later on, if you're a grown-up adult, you can decide whatever hell you want. I'm not saying that it's healthy, but you already get all the benefits from all the nutritions that you got as a child. And obviously the people in our age, say Gen X, we got the benefit of so good food, right? Not like the generations today, but at that time, as a kid, us, Gen X, we got amazing benefits from this nutritious food, period. So our genes, our immune system, our health is in good order. But then, if you start to do the same thing, you put an adult equal as the child, that's the problem right there. The child's immune system, body, all the hormonal functions, brain functions, it has to develop. The bones, the bone structures, right? The skin, liver, it has to be developed in a very profound way. Eyes, right? Carotene, beta carotene. And in our cancer nonprofits channel, we have a lot of information about beta carotene, because beta carotene doesn't come just from carrots. It has two sources. One, plant sources, and the other one is animal source. We need both. Period. We need both. There is no such thing as just eating plants and we are healthy. That's the absurdest thing, the non-scientific thing ever. And let me tell you something. We are not cows. We are not cows. I keep telling this example. Look, animals like cows who can only eat grass, right? They have a different stomach structure than us. We are not herbivores. We are not carnivores. We are omnivores. Okay? So herbivores are like cows. They only can eat plants. Why? Because their stomach structure is completely different than carnivores and omnivores. Carnivores are like lions. They only can eat meat. Us, omnivores, we are eating both. We can eat both, not just plants, because cow's stomach is not a stomach that we know. It's compartmentalized in 4 different parts. It has 4 different compartments, like compartments. And if you know what the cow does, so the grass goes from the mouth into the stomach all the way at the back for the 4th compartment, and then it goes out of the mouth again. That's why, cows throw the semi-digested plants out again. And then they chew again, and then it goes back into their stomach, and then they get digested properly, and then they go to the intestines. This is how the system is. We do not have a stomach system like that. Our stomach is not built like that. Okay? So that's one thing. And another thing, as I said, when you argue with a vegetarian or vegan, they say everything can be taken into our bodies in a vegetable plant form. No. There's something called nature. Have you ever heard about that? Nature? You can't mimic the body's nature. There's a reason why we have plants and animals in this ecosystem. Like bacteria providing a different benefit to our world, to our ecosystem, fungi are completely different, but they're all necessary. Plants are necessary, animals are necessary. It's an ecosystem that we mess up with all the time as narcissistic human beings. We always think ourselves as above the nature, but we are inside of the nature, a part of it. We are as equal, and that's my biologist inner me speaking, and that's the truth because that's what it is. We are equal as a bacteria, as a fungi, as a plant, as an animal. We are not above anybody, anything. We must understand. That's why we keep messing up with the Mother Nature, Mother Earth. That's why it hunts back us, right? It really slaps on our face because we are not above Mother Earth. We are not about nature, not above nature. So you cannot feed a child with lack of nutrition, even as an adult. As I just said, beta-carotene, for example. I will link down the link to our article and to our video. I believe we have an article on our website. You can read everything about vitamin A. And you can see there even the names are different from beta-carotene. So the intake and the types of nutritions, even the same, let's say beta-carotene, the molecule, that's what it is. The organic molecule, the chemical, the chemistry of the molecule is different coming from a plant versus coming from an animal source. And if you know anything about organic chemistry, the way it interacts, these chemicals with the other chemicals inside our body, you cannot fake that. You cannot copycat that or manipulate that. If you manipulate that, you will get sick 100%. If you want to get sick today, you will get sick in 5 years, 2 years, depends on your genetics, your immune system. 10 years, whatever. But you will guaranteed get sick. Let me continue with just few points of this. So the husband and wife, both vegans, they feed their child with raw vegetables and fruits. And the autopsy report determined that the boy's cause of death as suffering complications related to malnutrition, including dehydration, microsteatosis of liver, and swelling of hands, feet, and legs. Think about that for a second. And I'll tell you what microsteatosis is. Microsteatosis is when there are 1 micron large fat particles getting accumulate in liver. So there are like 1 microns of fat droplets. She told cops that she had attempted to breastfeed the 18-month-old the previous night and noticed his breathing was shallow, but had fallen asleep with her husband rather than alert professionals. Just think about it. That's a complete other video. I probably will do another video because what I believe, like so many people who, I don't want to say don't deserve to have a child, but it's kind of like that. So many people, when you see all the stories, how they suffer a child, how they abuse a child with absolutely nonsense. So now what happened? Both parents are in jail, the son is dead, and they have 2 other children too. Can you imagine? Screw your cultist type of veganism or vegetarianism, on screw if you have lack of knowledge, if you are in this type of cult. And let's talk about this also in a second, what I experienced when I talk openly about that and why this is all happening. Lack of education, that's my thing. I keep talking about this. Lack of knowledge, literally lack of education, lack of knowledge. That's why I'm doing these videos. Because if you don't know, these things are happening. This happens if you don't know what you are doing. Then you get caught into cultist way of thinking, has nothing to do with the truth, with the reality, with science, with nothing. God. So after they fall asleep and didn't alert the professionals, and then paramedics attempt to resuscitate the tiny boy, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. Guess how much he weighed? He weighed just 1.2 stone. I guess in England they use stone. So this means he was 17 pounds, the half of the weight of his age. 17 pounds, which is 7 kilos, 7.7 kilos. Not even 8 kilos. So a 18 months old, 1.5 years old boy is 8 kilos, not even 8. 17 pounds. Think about that for a second. And he had, just as I said, malnutrition, dehydration, microsteatosis of liver, and swelling of hands, legs, and feet. This is wild. Guess what? The police then discovered the couple's other children, aged just 3 and 5. Aged just 3 and 5. Were exhibiting signs of extreme malnutrition, including yellow skin, extremely underweight, and blackened, rotting teeth. I just don't have words. O'Leary told police that herself and her husband, 30 years old, are vegan and only eat raw fruits and vegetables, and their children too. She insisted that she supplemented her youngest child's diet with breast milk and that he had not eaten solid food for a week before his death. I just don't know what to say. This is just straight up murder. Murder if you really lack of education. And I'm not talking about college or anything like that. Lack of knowledge. I don't care what your educational degree is. Lack of knowledge. And guess what? Sometimes the people with higher education, they are the worst. They are the worst and most aggressive ones, oftentimes. And now let me tell you my experience with talking out loud about it. As you know me, hopefully by now, or people who know me know that I do not care. I talk what I know, what I know, what is the truth, the facts, the science, the reality. I don't forget history. I don't forget knowledge. I don't forget science. I don't fall into traps, media traps, social media traps, any cultist traps. I know this. And that's why I do not have any hesitation and no fear from anyone. But Why did I say fear? Because, look, food is a gigantic industry, okay? It is a big fat industry, food industry. First, it was fat-free diet, right? Fat-free, I remember that? Fat-free, 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 cardiovascular diseases. Guess what happened? In 2014, I'm not kidding you, 2014, there was an article came out all over the social media. Nobody talks about it, of course, that research was funded by food industry. So that research, it came out. So then it changed into, oh, wait a second, fat is good, fat is good. So then keto diet started. This was like 2014, 15 something, and all over keto diet, because fat is good. And then vegetarianism, the veganism. And when I founded our cancer nonprofit in 2013, I was fighting like crazy off on social media. These people, these cultists, they're literally like cultists. And I will tell you when I do the video about why I quit Twitter, I will tell you some parts of that. This cultist things going on, different groups, completely different groups, but cultist is cultist. Like, it doesn't have to be religion. I literally, whenever I talk with it, they went so far. So these cultists or trolls, right, on social media, different groups, different anything, whatever they want to push the people to believe in, they get paid trolls on social media. And they went so far, they go so far to literally spreading lies and hoax about that animal products will cause cancer. How dare these people to literally, with causing fear in people who know nothing about cancer, such a horrific disease, lie about the causes of cancer and what the causes are. They went in so far. There was a big deal that time in 2014-ish, I think, so on social media, when they even wrote a hoax article and in saying that it came from Johns Hopkins hospital, right? That Johns Hopkins hospital revealed that these things are causing cancer. It was like all like this, animal products are horrific, will cause cancer, and we have to eat vegetarian, and it's like a vegetarianism and veganism push. That was all over. I don't know if I remember. I mean, people have these days, is that called like a fish brain type mind? What happened 2 seconds ago? If you remember those times, because I remember I'm actively in this, right? Then it was all over media, all over social media, like this Johns Hopkins released this, animal products will cause cancer, milk will cause cancer, meat will cause cancer, and people believed in this crap, and people literally was citing this article, and they literally put like 20 bullet points, like boom, 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 these will cause cancer and other diseases. Finally, I think it was a year or so something later, finally Johns Hopkins, and they purposely, actually, these groups purposefully, because it's infringement, right? It's illegal to, they just completely use their name for their own benefits, but they purposefully wrote the name of Johns Hopkins wrongly. So then John Hopkins finally made an announcement after a year, finally saying that this is a hoax, and they published all over their website and everything that this is a hoax. They even wrote our name wrong. So finally that was the end of it. But they already caused so many damages because everyone around the globe, I'm telling you. Why? Because they were just literally, people around the globe are telling me, but what about this? But what this? Here, I'm sending you this link. Here, Cook, see what Johns Hopkins in the United States published. And I was answering relentlessly each and one of them and said, this is a hoax. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. And in all these social media groups, whatever, I was keep telling that we are not plants. We are not herbivores. Our body, our biology doesn't work that way. We can't be vegans. We just can't. You can eat, and what you need to eat is a balanced meal, period. With carbohydrates, with proteins, and with fat. But all good quality, the good quality ones. And which ones those are, if you need nutritional guidance, I will link. We have tons of information on our cancer channel, videos and articles. I will put all the links down below. You can read and watch all of this. Important is the quality of food you're eating, not processed meals, not processed meat, not processed anything, all these sugars and whatnot. So it blows my mind. So please don't fall into this trap. This is a big industry, food industry, and they do everything they possibly can to turn this into a cult and turn this into, and they are targeting people who have no clue, and many people will argue to death these information. And because I know what I'm talking about, because I'm in this field, because I'm a biologist, not, as I said, not an MD, because MDs can also be very weird sometimes in those matters. As a biologist, I emphasize this, as a biologist, I know what I'm talking about. People can hate me as much as they like. Feel free. That's the truth. If you cannot accept the truth, my suggestion is read open biology books, read the human physiology, read about physiology, period. That's it. That's all what you need, physiology. And if you also want to learn more about how the ecosystem works, read ecology books. That's how it works. If you don't know anything about it, read as much as articles you like. You won't get the point. This person said this doctor said this, and these doctors, I follow this doctor, yes, and this doctor said this. And also, let me tell you one more thing. They're just doctors, right? Like MDs, who are just spreading this nonsense like, oh, this food will cure cancer, this food cure that, and that, and everybody is citing, but this doctor said this. It fits their benefit, right? So they cite this doctor, and these doctors, these MDs, citing some articles. When you look into these articles, as a scientist, I can guarantee you, in all medical related articles, okay, let's not talk about others, but all medical related articles, all of them, nutrition, whatever, cancer, treatment, cancer drugs, I don't know, cancer treatments, nutrition, and this does that, this, that. All medical related articles end with the sentence, this may cure cancer. This may be good for the body. This may be a important point, important factor for cancer treatment. This may be an important food for liver disease. Whatever. It's always may. None of the articles, scientific articles ever, if you don't remember anything, remember that. None of the scientific articles will ever say for sure. Never. And when you see in media, when an article comes out, the scientist found the cure for cancer, and whatever vegetables kills tumor cells, they may kill tumor cells in vitro. And by the way, there are so less research in terms of nutrition. We know pretty much nothing in terms of this humongous field of nutrition, food, and what their effects are, the molecules and all. There's just tons of gazillions of foods and nutrition. They have all these gazillion of molecules, and which one interacts with which one and what, and how can you even possibly, if you know anything about biology, human body, human physiology, it is impossible to think that we already have all the answers. If you even know anything about mathematics, like what is the possibilities of this 1 million, I don't know, thousands of molecules interact with hundreds of thousands of molecules. How can we even, what is the statistic for that? What's the mathematics for that? Think about it. It makes zero sense. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. Don't believe in this crap, because it's all based on minimal information that fits somebody's benefit, and that's why it's been spread around. And unfortunately, people believe in this. Why? Because of lack of knowledge. This is how all the cults, all the religions spread around the globe for centuries. Why? Because they're using people who have zero knowledge, who can't even argue anything, because they don't even know. They say, okay, this sounds interesting, that sounds about right. How do you know? And how dare you to argue with people who actually know this stuff instead of learning from them? So, a baby, a child must eat full, whole nutrition. And here I will tell you, if you don't even believe me, I will tell you, even if you don't believe me, what children have to eat. Here's what experts say according to the American Academy of Pediatrics. If you don't believe me, believe them, believe the MDs. Children should take a whole diet approach and eat a mix of vegetables, fruits, grains, low-fat dairy, of course, low-fat dairy, and quality protein sources. That's it. That's also important for us, adults. It's all about balance, people. I tell you, being healthy means eating a balanced, healthy diet, high quality. Okay? And I'm not going to go into what high quality food means. You can all watch our videos and read our articles. It's all in there, okay? So I wanted to make this point so critical that I finally got this out of my chest. For 16 years or more, I was arguing with, or just like talking about this. And now finally, if you know me, you know that I keep saying everything I say happens. I see things. I see 10 years forward. I see 10 years and even further ahead. I can see 5 years ahead, 10 years. Because I know. And it has nothing to be arrogant or something like that. It's just like I can see things because I know things, and I hope you can listen and take this into consideration, all the videos that I'm making, all the information that I'm giving to you. Because this exactly what I said would happen, and it happened. A child died from vegan parents due to malnutrition. Okay, I want to end this here because, okay. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video, okay? Take care. Bye. Hey, thanks for watching and thanks for being here. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a big like and also subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon. You will be notified whenever I upload a new video and go live. Also, you can watch all the other videos that I have made just for you, because I cover so many topics and I know you will find a topic or multiple topics that you're interested in. Also, you can now support my channel by becoming a member. Can bring you so much more videos, and my members get so many perks, including videos that I only upload for you, not for all other viewers. So excited to have you. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.